Danny Marrow here again, and I want to read you some commands from the Quran. You know, the book that's an unholy book. Violence is commanded. Quote, fight and slay the pagans, infidels, wherever you find them, and seize them, beleaguer them, and lie in wait for them in every stratagem of war. Quran, Surah 9:5. And if you resist Islam, listen to what the punishment is. Their punishment is execution or crucifixion or the cutting off of hands and feet from the opposite sides or exile from the land. Surah 5:33. Al-Tawbah, the repentance. Quote, Prophet, make war on unbelievers and hypocrites and deal rigorously with them. Surah 9:7-3. Al-Anfal, A-N-F-A-L, the spoils. Let not the unbelievers think they will ever get away. Strike terror into the enemy of God and your enemy. Rouse the faithful to arms. If they, the non-Muslims, incline to peace, accept Islam, make peace with them. Surah 8:9. Al-Madah, M-A-I-D-A-H, the table. If they reject your judgment, know that it is Allah's wish to scourge them for their sins. Surah 5:49. The Quran is an amalgam of Hinduism, Buddhism, Mithraism, Greek mystery religions, as well as elements from Judaism and Christianity. I want you to understand something. If you're an American citizen and you hear this video, would you please make an intellectual note? There is no way that a Muslim and a Christian, a Muslim and a Jew, a Muslim and an American citizen can coexist. There's no way. It's impossible. If they believe their unholy book, the Quran, they have to commit this violence against a non-Muslim. And the only way that you can have peace with Islam is to become a Muslim. If you do not become a Muslim, then you will be killed, your family will be killed, your houses will be confiscated, your lands will be confiscated. And it says, again, I'm going to repeat this, Al-Anfal, A-N-F-A-L, the spoils. Let not the unbelievers think they will ever get away. Strike terror into the enemy of God and your enemy. Rouse the faithful to arms. If they, the non-Muslims, incline to peace, accept Islam, make peace with them. Surah 8:59. So you see, right now in the United States of America, no longer can be called the land of the free and the home of the brave. We are in the terror aspect of Islam. We have people in the country, living in the country, naturalized American citizens that were Muslims, and other Muslims that have immigrated here that have attempted to terrorize the American people. That's the first stage of Islam gaining control in the United States. I don't have to mention 9/11, but that was a terror tactic. True, 3,000 human beings were killed, but that's unimportant to the Muslims. That is supposed to strike terror in the American people. And then they can do other obscene things to the country through Islam within the borders of the United States. And there have been several. There was a blind sheik that blew up the trade towers, the Twin Towers in New York. There have been others that have blown up buildings, others who wanted to blow up buildings, all of them Muslims. And in Muslim households in America, the man has, caused the wife and children to be in fear because they're told from day they wake up in the morning to when they go to sleep at night, they're Muslims. Therefore, they can't dress out in the athletic department of the schools because they're Muslims. They got to dress differently. They can't wear clothes like other students to school because they're Muslims. They got to dress differently. And they've got to have a foot washing bath in high schools and colleges and universities in America because they are Muslims. Well, that is, in fact, an infringement upon the separation of church and state. Because if they're going to allow the Muslims to do that, then they need to put a room aside for Buddhists, for Confucius, for Baptists, for Presbyterians, for Methodists, for Pentecostals, for Episcopalians. There's 120 different religious organizations in the United States of America, at the very least. So they need to put aside 120 rooms in every school in America, every college in America, and every university, because if you're going to honor one of these religious systems with their foot washing, then that is a violation of separation of church and state. They have to do it for all of them in a free society. We have been and are being intimidated daily by Muslims. For the last several hundreds of years, when a new congressman is sworn in, he puts his hand on the Bible. But recent history, you've had one or more congressmen that swore on the Koran. Well, what did they swear to? They swore to be a loyal Muslim to Islam. And they will do everything in their power in Congress to persuade laws to be enacted that favor Islam. And they will do everything they can to push the principles of the Bible and Judaism and Christianity out of the American system. They are already trying to install the Sharia law in the legal system in America. So once that occurs, once they gain a majority and enact Islamic law, then the violence, as I said, we're in the terror mode now, then the violence will ensue. Just like you see in Israel, just like you see in Indonesia, just like you see in Iraq, just like you see in Afghanistan, and just like you see in Pakistan. That will happen here in America. And the American people are sitting and saying and doing nothing. Oh, they've got their blog talk radio programs. They got other conservative programs. But what are they doing in substantial reality? All they're doing is talk, 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 talk. We need action, not words. Well, if you're happy with that future for your children and for your grandchildren and your granddaughters, that's fine with me. If that makes you happy, that's fine with me. Thank you very much.